welcome to the Hiekadelic Show. We would like to take this moment to let you know that viewer and listener discretion is strongly advised. So sit back, have yourself a nice cool drink or hot drink, and enjoy the show. And welcome once again to the Hiekadelic Show.
Oh,
wow.
holy
And
shit.
then there was two.
The Hiekadelic Show Halloween edition.
Is it? Oh, yeah, it is.
It
Holy
is.
shit, it's
It
Halloween
is.
tomorrow.
It is.
I should have wore a
Tomorrow.
different hat. I should have wore something crazy.
It is Devil's Night tonight.
Ah.
So speaking
well,
of Devil's Night, now just because
welcome
here we go
everybody
already, I'm right fucking off.
to the Hiekadelic Show on the Devil's Night.
I heard. Okay, so I listen to a bunch of different podcasts and just random stuff at work. Which, hey, anybody listening, if you got some awesome, cool podcasts, let me know what they are in the comments because I love podcasts. Anyways, I was listening to some cool podcasts and fuck, I already lost it. Fuck it, don't worry about it. Just tell me what your cool podcasts are.
Wow, that was short-lived, folks.
Again, Hike.
That's like it goes in here and it rattled around and poof, it was gone.
I can only think of one thing at a time. This is the problem with having a scatterbrain.
You don't have that, do you?
I totally do.
Wow.
I can get sidetracked on anything. Literally, I can go and like go, okay, I'm gonna look up Flintstones, right?
Yeah.
And I end up learning about blowing up fucking granite and you know what I mean?
Wow.
And then I was like, what did I originally go to look for?
Mm-hmm. Well, at least you don't do that when you're kayaking and go, oh, squirrel, paddle this way.
You were with me.
Well, you still.
Dark. I was the one who went into the weeds, and I said, I know we don't go out here. I know we're not supposed to go out here, but I'm going to go out here.
And the new guy here said, no, we got to go this way.
Yeah, like you follow the way that we're supposed to go. I'm going to go the way we're not.
Well, you know what? At least we get to the car at the end, so we make it back home. So, like, we're doing okay so far.
Do you want to listen?
You're not
about kayaking, okay? I can literally go downstream.
Yeah.
And just go right to my car. And then when I go by myself, I go upstream, I stop, and I turn around and go down. I can't get fucking lost. There's no way to get lost on water.
No, you can't. Unless there was all these different branch offs going all different directions.
And so I've been out like far in a lake, right?
Yeah.
When you go out pretty far, you turn around and you're like, oh, I hope I have some points of reference.
Well, that's why when you do that, you should always, as you're going out, every couple of minutes, just turn around and have a quick look. And then your brain is going to go, yeah, remember those big trees and that rock over there? That's where I got to go. Mm-hmm.
So I've been at the same cottage forever, right?
Right.
And it opens up into Georgia Bay, so I can go up pretty far, right? When I turn around sometimes, there's 3 bays on my road.
Okay.
Right? I'm in the first one.
Gotcha.
So it's pretty neat how it goes. But anyways, when I go straight out, you can see all 3 bays and past, and it looks like a point. But for me to go out and around, it takes like 2 hours kayaking, right?
Right.
Yeah, I got so far one day, and I was like, "Oh shit!" And this was like when the first time I went out kayaking, right? I got
Yeah,
so
it's like,
far out, and then I'm like, "Oh my god,
Yeah.
I can't see my place. You can't
Yeah.
see it because it just looks like trees now."
Yep. Yep.
So luckily, we have a lighthouse. There's two of them, and I saw the one. And they're not traditional lighthouses. I don't know. Like this is just like a big fucking white thing, and it has a light on top. And
Okay, but at least you have a point of reference.
well, what it does. Okay, so here. Let me. Cameras are backwards.
I know
Okay,
it sucks, eh?
so it's like this. So it comes from the bottom one, and then you see the one up on the hill. So it's actually they're not. It's just the white boards that you see, and they do have
Yeah.
5 lights on them.
Right.
So the ships see the white boards, and that is with the two together that are like fucking 10 kilometers apart.
Yeah.
Makes it look like one big one.
Right.
So they can have a point of reference, and they know that that's the point to go into Midland. So I'm lucky that I have that right there. And I was like, oh, wow. Okay. So I know about that. So I can go back.
Yep.
And now whenever I take kids out, because I got my son and his buddies who come out, I go out and we do as you say, right? Hey, guys, I tell them right when we leave, always look at where you're going or where you've been so you know how to get back. Okay.
Yep. So where you have to go.
Do you understand? Yeah. And then they go out, and I usually wait until we get like pretty far out. And then I'm like, okay, who knows where the cottage is? They turn around. I have no idea.
Yeah. I've had that happen a couple of times. Yeah. I was out in a snowstorm on the snowmobile out on Lake Simcoe.
Yeah.
Totally got lost because you can't see. You can't see anything.
No, it's just white. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, and I just figured, okay, I think I'm heading in the right direction. So I'm just going to keep going straight. And eventually I'm going to hit land. Right?
Yeah, you are.
Cheers, Kathy. Hi, Shania. And I hit land way off course.
Yeah.
And I had no idea where I was. So I pulled my cell phone out and it did the ping. And I looked and I go, oh shit, I'm way over there. Like our island is 4 kilometers long and I completely missed it.
Isn't it crazy how, and people don't understand how people are like, oh, he just had to go from here to there. Yeah, but in a storm, you don't see here to there. It's crazy.
I know.
Man.
Yeah. And the other time I got lost, I was on an ATV in a forest.
Yeah.
Big, there was no trails. It was just, I was putting around on someone's property out in the bush.
Yeah.
And by myself. I thought, piece of cake, right?
Yep.
There's fence lines or whatever. No, I got to a point where I go, oh, holy shit. I can't see the sun because the trees. Yeah. It's all trees, right? So I'm in the forest and I had no idea. So I did the same thing. I figured, all right, I will just turn left here and just keep going till I hit a fence line.
Right.
Fence line didn't come.
Yeah, never hit one.
Because I was probably on an angle already, and then when I turned, I'm still on an angle. I'm still going down the property, but I'm not near a fence.
Yeah.
I was kind of, and you turn around and you go, I can't see my tire marks where I came from even.
So the only time I've been like stupidly scared lost is in Ganaraska Forest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was with.
But there's lots of trails there.
There is lots of trails there, but you can also go to the edge of the trails, right?
Yeah.
So we went out riding and we ended up doing
on bikes.
Huh? A dirt bikes.
On bikes? Dirt bikes, yeah.
Yeah.
I snowmobile there all the time.
Okay. So we ended up doing loops, right? And I was like, no, I know that we've been here. Like it was by the there's a thing called the Lookout. You probably heard of the Lookout, but we drove by it a couple of times. I was like, no. And all of a sudden I just noticed a single trail and I'm like, let's take that single track and see where it goes. And we took it and it ended up going straight. And I'm like, okay, wicked. So like a single track, it's just going to go from one point to another, right? Yeah. And so we got lucky there. and found our parking lot. That was another thing too. There's like 3 parking lots. Ooh, when we finally run into people, they're like, "What parking lot are you in?" I don't know.
There's more than one.
Yeah. We
See, what we
came
used
in
to
by
do
the
there is,
firefighters, and everybody knew it. So that's
okay. We used to go out where the 115 and the 135 meet,
yep.
and there's that parking lot there on the side of Highway 35. It's where a lot of guys get together and go to work and stuff like that. If you drive down to Bowmanville or Darlington or something like that,
Yeah.
so it's just a parking area, and that's where we used to park and get on the sleds there, and then we would ride from there
Nestleton
into
or something, or
no, it's there's actually no town right there.
okay, because Nestleton's
But
on the 115, isn't it?
um,
Or is it Newtonville?
no, it's New. Yeah, it's got to be Newtonville.
Newtonville, because we used to dirt bike there all the time.
Yeah, because if you take Highway 35 south out of Lindsay,
Yeah.
and just keep going, you hit Highway 115,
Right. Yeah.
and that's where that parking lot is. And then we would go into the Ganaraska Forest and come
Right.
out the other side and wind up in the Bewdley town of Bewdley.
Yes. Yeah. I know Bewdley. So I'm
Yeah.
looking at it the other way. I was looking at it from the 401 up, right? Because that's the.
Gotcha.
You were coming
Yeah.
down. I yes, I understand.
Yeah.
I see where we're at. Wicked. Cool.
Yeah, but
Great
yeah, it's
spot
easy to
to
get
go,
turned
man.
around. Mhm.
What?
It's easy. It's great. It's
yeah.
it's a nice place to go.
Every kind of terrain you want.
Yeah. Same thing driving. I've been on my bike and I like to explore, right?
Yeah.
So I'll just go down one road and I'll just, oh, what was that? And I'll turn around and I'll just go down some other road. And I'll just ride and ride. Sometimes I hit dead ends and sometimes I'm like, holy shit, where the hell am I?
Yeah. So seeing that George isn't here again, I'm gonna reach behind me and
are ya?
grab a video game.
Nice.
And we'll see if
Yeah.
anybody can guess what video
Where's
game.
Keisha? She guesses all the video
Yeah,
games.
she usually gets the video game. All right. Let's see.
So Kathy or Shania or whoever else is listening or watching, we have room on the screen, like down here and over there, and let us know if you want to join us.
Okay, so
And it doesn't matter if you're wearing your pajamas. Nobody will see a thing.
wait, you telling Kathy to come on?
Yeah, or Shania or whoever else is listening or watching.
Oh, anybody.
You want to join us?
Yeah.
What the hell? Just send us a message. I want to come on. I got something to talk about. I do too.
Yeah.
I got this. Look at this great hat I got. I just got it from my father-in-law. And I'm going,
cool.
It's hockey.
Hockey everywhere, yeah.
And I'm looking, I go, what the hell is IIHF?
HF.
I've never heard of it. So I looked it up.
International Hockey Foundation?
International Ice Hockey Federation.
Ice Hockey Federation, right.
And it's based in Switzerland. And then you see here, this is Canada on the one side, and on the other side, this I believe is Poland. There's a lot of other cool countries on this hat. Switzerland. I forget this one.
Oh, that's the Switzerland logo. Okay.
Yeah,
That's not the Switzerland flag.
No, it's their hockey logo. Three crowns. This is Finland, and there's Denmark, Latvia, Sweden, USA, and Russia. So
Latvia.
yeah,
I remember meeting some Latvian people. It was a random thing. We were at a bar and I'm
my hat
Latvian.
looks crooked.
Okay,
There
great. And we just drank.
That's good.
Okay, so
Do you hang on? Do you have problems wearing baseball hats, like caps like this sometimes?
no, because I'm English.
Oh.
my head is.
See,
my head is
I'm
symmetrical.
German. My head is square, and I have a problem with hats. If I just leave it on my head, I'll try not to touch it, for the
You
rest of the
cockeyed
show.
like this or
But
turn
what
sideways?
happens? No, it actually turns on my head
Yep.
all by itself.
Oh my
It
God. Where's
slowly
Josh?
starts turning. And next thing you know, the brim's over here, over there. And I'm like, what the hell?
So I worked with a guy, Sean Nofsky, or
Yeah.
Nofsky, and
Yeah.
he that's what him all the time. He always wore his hat and it was cocked, like totally cocked right over to the side, right? And everybody's like, "Come on, man, why are you trying to look cool?" You know what I mean? Like you just look like a retard.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, "No, literally, watch." And he grabs his hat and he puts it on, like his hard hat, puts it on,
Yep.
cranks it, and you just slowly see it. It just and it just turns. And your head's
Well, mine, you don't see it move, but see, look at the logo already is not in the middle.
yeah,
Look.
it's starting to go. So Sean's used to go like this. His would go like this. So it looked like
Wow.
You throwing your hat on your side, right?
No, mine just turns. It's like I'm undoing the big screw. I don't know.
Yeah.
So let's
And
see.
what's Richard up to? Richard's watching horror movies.
Is he?
Yeah. I know these things.
Well, it is that time of year, isn't it?
It is. What's your go-to horror movie? Somebody says, "Hey, want to watch a horror? What would you pick?"
See, I watch them,
Yep.
but I don't find them scary. I just think they're just so stupid, right?
Maybe that's what I should do. Maybe I should grab a horror. Oh, let me grab one of my horror.
Oh,
lists
yeah.
and
All
let's see
right.
if people can figure out what it is.
Yeah.
All right. You got this for a second?
Yeah, I got it. You go right ahead. There is one though. I remember this, and I was probably pretty young when I saw it the first time. It's with Karen Black, and it's one of those. It's a movie, but it's got like 4 shorts in it, kind of like the Twilight Zone or something like that.
Oh.
And this was the last short of the 4, and she had just come back from vacation. And she called her boyfriend to come over, and she had bought her boyfriend a little voodoo doll, maybe about 8 or 9 inches tall. And it was this little guy with, Kathy says Poltergeist, the original one. And she put it on a table, and then you just see that it had like a chain sort of around, and the chain fell off. And then later she comes back from the kitchen and the doll's gone. The chain's on the table. She's like, what the hell? So needless to say, this thing had a little note underneath it that said, do not remove the chain or, the spirit will come to life, blah, blah, blah. So this little doll comes to life and chases it around the house, right around her apartment. It gets a knife from the kitchen. It's got the knife in her hand because it's hanging off the doorknob trying to get in where she is. And what they did with it was very cool. A lot of the scenes with the doll chasing her were shot at floor level, like you're only 9 inches tall.
Right.
So that made it kind of cool. You see her legs and her ankles and her heels as she's trying to run away and shit like that. And that was pretty good because I think I was with my brother and I think there was a couple other people there too. I think the neighbors were over. And when that show was over, none of us had our feet on the floor. We all had our legs crossed and our feet were up on the couch.
Scared me.
So I remember that one. It was a long time ago, but whatever.
Yeah.
How about you?
For me,
What's your go-to horror movie?
I'm an 80s traditionalist. I'm gonna go for Friday the 13th or our Nightmare on Elm Street. I think
I had that entire series on VHS. Friday the 13th.
If I was to watch a movie right now, though, I would
Yeah,
watch
what
a
would it
Saw
be?
movie. I think I'd watch a Saw movie. Like if somebody just said, "Hey, you got to watch a scary ass movie," and they would do like one of the first 2.
Yeah, and you're right, because I remember even Saw 1. It's not really a horror movie, but it puts you in a situation, right? a shitty situation. And what would you do? Like, to get out of the situation, you have to cut off your ankle with a hacksaw. You know, that kind of stuff. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, no,
It's
totally.
it's a puzzle, but it's a scary puzzle.
Yeah, and it's realistic,
It is. It's
right?
not like
Point. You know what I mean?
all these stupid boogeyman ones. Like,
Well,
they're
okay, just to,
dumb.
look, thanks, Kathy. I knew it was, Derek was going to say something from the 80s. But still, okay, so when I grew up watching horror movies, that was pre-rating, right? Early 80s,
Yep.
there was no ratings on movies.
No,
So if
no.
your parents just said, yeah, sure, you could watch it.
Yeah.
I've been watching horror movies since I was 10 years old.
Yep.
You know
So
what I mean?
did we. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just
What was
okay.
who was that other name that came up with the freaking paragraph?
Oh, hello. Sorry to bother you. I wanted to offer you promotion for your channel. Viewers, followers, chats, chat bots, etc.
Nice.
The price
Thanks,
is
Curly.
lower than any competitor. The quality is guaranteed to be the best, flexible and convenient order management panels,
Wow.
chat panels, everything in your hand. Turn it on, off, customize, go to Streamrise, are you?
Wow. Well, thanks,
Hey,
Curly, but
Curly,
we control
do you
our
want to come on?
own.
Do you want to talk about this?
You want to promote your shit?
Come on, let's come on and talk about this, Curly. Let's talk about what it's like fucking being a
we
scammer.
control our own quality here. Like, you know, like, we don't need help with that. I'm a chicken shit when it comes to
Okay, so what kind of horror movie? Like, are you like a Children of the Corn, or are you
what's your horror movie, Shania?
Goosebumps?
If someone said we got to watch a scary movie right now, what would it be?
Oh,
you did an escape room based on the Saw movies. That's
awesome.
Cool.
I would do that. That would be my kind. I'd be into that. Like, shit, man, I just lost my head. Sorry, guys. Again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we've wanted to do some pretty cool dinners. Like, there's a lot of stuff if you want to entertain yourself.
Yeah.
There's like the escape room stuff. There's also the murder mystery dinners, like themes, and that's just not like an hour in an escape room. That's an evening, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's dinner. Shit happens, and you can have one that's an evening, and she like hates the Chucky movies. The original.
So Chucky is based off of a real doll, eh?
Is it
based off of like the Annabelle type doll? Now I have.
that was just on the other night at the Annabelle horror movie. I put it on for a bit and I lost interest.
Oh, apparently we're freezing. When are we freezing? How long ago was that? That was like 5 or 6 minutes ago. Wow, well, we're freezing. Hey, are we still freezing? Anybody know if we're still freezing?
Maybe I should put another log on the fire.
There we go.
Yeah, the fireplace is going over there. It's cool.
Why is that, Kathy?
Yeah. Well, you know, it's funny that you kind of say that because I get it. Was it? Or the Annabelle movies are freaky. There you go. Yeah, I'm not worried about all that stuff. It just isn't really that scary.
Yeah.
But hey, that's me. There was one that was good though. Hang on, it goes way back too. I think it's in the 90s maybe. It was called One Dark Night. And it's a bunch of people from a sorority. You know, they get punished and they're getting hazed from the university, and they have to spend the night in a mausoleum.
Yeah.
And all kinds of crazy shit happens in there, right?
That's awesome.
It was pretty good.
Okay, so Chucky is a real life story concerning an equally creepy doll in 1906. The doll named Robert, and the doll is named Robert, and has been gifted to a young boy from Key West, Florida, by the name of Robert Eugene Otto. Otto was a profound love, or had a profound love for Robert, and was said to keep him right up until his death.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. And that's kind of what it's based on.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's like everything's based off something or is a pretext to something.
Yeah. Ringo loves vampire movies. But yeah, like even the Chucky movies, okay, they scare a lot of people, but you got Here Comes Chucky, and you got this goofy ass little doll, and
Jump back, Jack! Chucky's back.
it just doesn't do it for me, right?
Yeah, okay, but so you go from thrillers, right?
Yeah.
Like you go from your Alfred Hitchcock and your oh my God, why am I drawing a blank here? Vincent Price.
Yeah.
Right. So you go from stuff like that to Chucky, right?
Yeah.
You go literally from like the infancy of horrors to where it's just like a spooky story about a grandma.
Well, and that's you nailed it there, because you get those old movies like you said, Vincent Price, and I still remember one from him. It was when it came out. It was like it freaked out people. It was called Soylent Green. Do you remember that one?
Silent Green?
Soylent Green.
No.
And it's just a weird movie. There's weird shit going on. I believe it was like zombies and all that. So the only time you could go out would be at night. And a lot of people used to disappear. And because all the grocery stores didn't have food and all that because of the zombies and all the bullshit. And people were disappearing constantly. So he lived in a barricaded apartment. And, well, yeah, which one? He lived in a barricaded apartment.
Sure.
Yeah. And he would go out at night, but he was always ready, Yeah. And he noticed people disappearing too. And then he witnessed it one day. There was something happened, like a commotion. A couple of bums got into a fight and stuff. They're laying on the street.
Yeah.
And along comes a garbage truck. You know how the garbage trucks have the big bin on the front, the scoop thing?
Yeah.
So this truck comes barreling down the road. These people are on the road, and it just drops the bucket, scoops them up, and dumps them in the back. And he's like, what the hell? So he sees this a couple of times. So now he tries to follow the garbage trucks to see where they're going. And they're going to a factory, like a big plant. Yeah. So he gets in there, and long story short, he finds out that the food that they're getting supplied by the city, are these little green, look like pucks, like little green sponges.
Yeah.
It's made from the people that trucks are scooping up. And that's why they called it Soylent Green. That's their food, right?
Now,
but it was a story with his voice and all that, and it was back in that day. It was creepy, but now people would watch it and go, "Oh my God, that's so fucking lame."
Okay, so
right?
I just watched a thing. Well, yesterday, the day before, whatever it was this weekend.
Right.
And it was on human meat. So if you take two human cells and put them together, you can grow meat. And you can grow like a fucking tube of meat, like stupid. I think they grew one that was like 40 pounds or something.
Wow.
Right?
That's
and
a lot.
This is just like a chunk of meat, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can cut it into steaks, and they were going to cut it into 10-pound steaks to consume.
Mm-hmm.
So this is lab-made meat.
Yep.
Made from humans.
Mm-hmm.
That they can cut up, and now they can sell.
Mm-hmm.
So what's going to happen to us when we start eating our own selves?
Well, happened to us personally, nothing, because we eat beef, we eat pork, we eat all kinds of red meat.
Yeah, but
We
it's
would
like
we would
cows
be
don't eat
considered.
cows because you're going
Oh,
to get bad cow disease, right?
well, I
You
don't
can't, we can't
really.
eat, like, it's known if we eat humans, we get fucked up. It fucks with you. Not just
Maybe
mentally, but it fucks with you.
that's a little thing God put in there just to say, hey,
We
right?
don't eat each other.
But
We're not
it's
chickens.
true. It's true with chickens.
100%.
Chickens
Rabbits,
can eat
fucking
chicken eggs,
guinea
and
pigs.
chickens can eat chicken. Like
Yep.
chickens are cannibals,
Yep.
and they're good. So I don't know if a chicken is from an alien world or whatever, but that's one critter that could be a cannibal,
Yeah.
and
No,
it's all good.
100. There's lots that can, right? There's lots.
Yeah,
Said I worked on a guinea pig farm, and you
Yeah.
want to see fucking vicious animals? Put 12 guinea pigs in a cage together. See if one
Yeah.
gets pissed off, how many are left the next day.
yeah.
Come in and
That's
there's
why-
just tails and feet.
Yeah, that's why people that get guinea pigs normally only get one, right? As a pet.
So I worked at a guinea pig farm. But these guys who were dead. Yeah. So yeah. Oh, hi. I thought you froze.
What?
I worked on a guinea pig farm, right? And
Mhm.
literally they had thousands of guinea pigs. And yeah, you would put
Whoa.
up to 12 in a cage. And as soon as one started fighting, you had to find out like which was the most dominant one and get rid of it, because it would just kill everybody.
Yeah, wild.
It's crazy.
They just
Crazy.
snap. They don't want to share their food. They just snap.
Yep. Ugh.
Okay, Kathy, you're in your
Yes,
pajamas,
there's
which
lots
is
of people-
fine. You're active on our show. Why don't you come on the show?
Yeah.
Why don't you be our guest tonight? Come on, Kathy. You too, Shania. Why don't we get you two ladies on the show? That would be fun. What do you say? And Sean.
Badass. Yeah. So Sean, let me tell you, if I was gonna eat a human, that's the part I'd be eating.
What, the ass?
Yeah.
That's all fat.
Yeah, your butt cheeks, the gluteus maximus.
Yeah, it's just all blubber.
It's your
Oh my
biggest-
God,
So where are you going for? What are you going for? The calf? You going for the thigh? The testicles?
Jesus, you're getting crazy here, bud.
Well, but think about it. If you got to eat somebody, you're at the point where you have to eat somebody. First of all, you're gonna fuck. I want to eat somebody I hate.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it would be probably what I would go for is some actual muscle, right? Some meat, some red meat,
So
fat, and that. But that's me because as it comes to fat, I can't do it. Human bacon baby.
yeah.
That's it. Uh-huh.
Bacon. Yeah, right. Emergencies
Wow.
only. Well, you want to know something? I've been so hungry. There's been a couple times where I thought, hey, I could eat some back bacon.
There, Shania's going to go for the thighs.
Yeah.
But
Well,
bite into
okay,
the thighs. Make sure they can't run away, and then you're good.
Yeah. Based on
Who are
from the soccer
Who are these
players,
plane
right?
crash guys Kathy's talking about? What is that?
You don't remember that? My buddies actually wrote a song about that. It was called "Eat the Meat." But that's what it was. It was like whoever died, they ate their meat, and they
They ate the dead person.
the thighs, and because the butt is, and it was the soccer team. Was it Russian soccer team, or it was in the 70s, I believe. Like,
Well,
it wasn't,
if you look at it that way, if you're in a plane crash up in the frickin' Arctic somewhere where there is nothing, there comes a point in time, and if somebody dies, you just kind of go, Derek, I can't hear you. There
yeah,
you go.
I was I was talking
Oh.
that's to Siri, that's why.
No worries.
Okay, it was a Brazilian soccer team, 71 people in the plane crash. Oh, no, that's the wrong one.
I was going to say, is Brazilian meat better than white meat? Like what's going on there?
Well, I don't know. The Brazilians, they did come up with a new way of shaving, right?
Ah,
You know, the Brazilian is a great idea. What a
that's not like road rash, is it?
It's completely
Yeah.
100% the opposite of road rash. Actually,
Yes.
Hike, it's kind of like smooth as not
Okay.
road rash.
Right.
Yeah. Oh,
So Kathy said yes, it
name
was
a
a soccer
TV
team.
show loosely based on it called Yellow Jackets. Oh yeah, I forgot. See, again, as we were talking about before, that's how quickly I can get sidetracked. I was looking up something distracted me, and I totally forgot to look it up. Soccer team, plane crash, 1972. That's it. So it was there. Oh shit! What the hell? Uruguay Air Force? No, not the Uruguay Air Force. God damn it! So I don't know who it was, Hike. Hey, if anybody's bored and wants to look that up for me, because right now I just can't look anything up. I'm so Saturday. Hi there, Tanya.
Hey, Tanya. Nice to see you.
Tanya Stanko.
Yeah.
Stanko. That's the. He's kind of familiar.
You know what? I'm getting a little worried here.
Uh-oh.
Do you know that? Because our fans are all my friends and family.
Wow.
What the fuck? Where is everybody else? Oh my God. I know there's tons of you out there watching and listening, but you got to say stuff so we can see it.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the show, I can thank you for being a part of the show. Right?
Oh, Chilean soccer team. Maybe that was it. Chilean soccer team crashed in the Andes, the 3rd of April, 1961. All 24 people on board were killed. No, that's not it.
That's not it. So listen, let's do this. Because it's Halloween tomorrow, does anybody out there have a scary thought, scary story, something creepy that happened to you? Something you've seen on TV that was like, oh my God, that's scary. Let's hear something. What do you think? Come on, fans.
I just signed into one of your old shows and was wondering why no one was seeing my messages. Hey, you want to know something? Okay.
Yeah.
I have actually...
You answered your own question.
I have gone into one of our shows before. That was an old show.
Yes.
And you know how you can go in and like you can still turn the camera on and go, it just won't go live, right?
Right.
So I've gone in there and I've waited for people and I'm like, why is nobody coming on? Like, this is crazy. And then all of a sudden I realized when the Uruguay rugby team crashed in the Andes in 1930, cannibal. Yeah, it was. So it was that.
Yeah.
Helped survive 2 months in the harsh conditions.
Wow. 2 months.
Yeah.
Oof.
And imagine that. It's like, hey, man, we got to eat your fucking defenseman. We got to keep the forwards here. New Zealand lost the rugby this year. Ackland's looking for a real break and scary now.
Yeah. Poor guys. Oh.
What is it? The All Blacks? Is that New Zealand?
Did you hear that? Kathy did that too, Tanya.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I did that today. And I did that today too. Oh shit!
Wow,
Whoa!
what are you guys doing?
Whoa! I don't know what happened. What did they do?
I don't know. What are they doing?
Oh,
They got me.
they punched on one of the old shows. They turned on the old
Ah,
shows.
yeah.
See, that's
It's
the good
funny.
thing about having this comment bar here that I can scroll through.
Yeah, and you can have a look and say, "Oh, that's what they're
Yeah.
talking about."
Yeah, because sometimes, like, I don't know if you all were here or not, but when we were talking earlier, like, I'm fucking scatterbrained. Like, you have no idea how badly scatterbrained I am. We started the show, and I was like, "Oh, hi, hey, we should." Fuck, it's gone. Right? Just gone, just like that. Why?
Yep.
Why is that? Why do I do stupid shit like that?
So come on, fans. I haven't seen anything. Tell us about something scary that's happened to you or that you've seen on TV. Right?
I got so excited. She was
The first to comment, and you're not on the show. You're on a nice.
You're a drummer. How do you focus so well on drums? Okay, so when you're playing drums, you're doing 4 or more things at once.
Yes.
Right?
Every limb is moving.
Yeah, so I actually have to focus. And believe it or not, when I play drums, I try not to focus. I try and rely on just playing. Like, I've practiced enough. I know what I'm doing for where I am. Should be, right?
Yeah, you know the song or whatever. That's cool.
And too, you want to know something? Music is different. Music, like, there's not too many things. We've talked about this at kayaking. There's not too many things in life that can actually, literally in a second, change your mood to be happy. Right? There's not many things. Like, a lot of things can piss you off in a second. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's not a lot of things that just in a second make you go, fuck yeah, that is awesome. I'm glad I'm alive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it'll do that, or it will distract you from shit that's going on or whatever. You put some music on, and your brain right away goes to the song. And if it's one that you know, right away the lyrics go through your head. You start humming, you start singing, or you're tapping your feet.
Yep.
And it is a complete distraction, which is pretty cool.
I listened to a song the other day, and I was driving in my truck, and I was actually driving down a road that this song probably I would have listened to as a kid. And
wow.
It was a cult, okay? It was the cult King Contrary Man. And so it goes, I saw the devil, country man. I saw the devil. Anyway, so I was driving down the road, and I literally felt as I did when I was that kid, as I did fucking 40 years ago. I felt, and it was the weirdest thing, but I literally for that, it was probably 3 bars of the song. Literally, I felt like that kid again. And I was like, I understand what that kid saw or what that kid felt now. And I get it. And I get it now. And I'm glad that I fucking got that.
Yeah. And I find too, there's a new commercial on. I think it's for a cell phone. And they just play a tune. And there's no talking. You just watch the screen.
Yep.
But it's Judas Priest. You got another thing coming.
Yep.
And I don't see the commercial. I don't give a shit what's on the commercial. I go right back to the concert, Judas Priest, and I'm fucking there in my head. It's so cool. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
I was clicking stuff and I was trying to scroll and
Okay, fans, come on. We've said this a couple times. Tell us something that is scary because it's Halloween. Something you saw on TV or a scary movie or something that's happened to you or something you heard somebody else tell you. Let's hear something cool. Let's hear something scary. And even if you want, send us a message, say, hey, can I come on the show with you guys? We'll bring you up on the screen and we can chat together. Come on. Come on.
All right. I'm gonna do a little video game challenge here, okay?
All right. All right.
I'm gonna do it from back here because okay, so this is
Come
a
on.
game that came
I
out.
can't even see it.
I know, but some people will get it. So this is a game that came out in the 80s. Okay. It came out, I'm pretty sure it was Nintendo originally.
Well, you got to kind of cover shit up and then make it bigger.
This is from a PlayStation 4. If I
Okay.
go like this and this, no, I can't. I can't. Anybody who plays video games will understand. Okay. Maybe I could do this. There's the front of it. You can't see shit.
No, I can't see shit.
It gives it away.
Do the back.
No, I can't.
The back.
I can't. So that triangle, inside that triangle, 199% will give away exactly what it is. That's why I can't
See, you should do like George and have a piece of tape and put it in the triangle.
Yeah, but then I have to cover up here too because it has the name. So, what game would this be?
No idea. I can't even make it out.
PlayStation. It is. I believe this is 4. This is the old one. This is PlayStation 4. This is a game that's been around since the 80s. You don't have to say the exact version of it, just the main game. And it is a game that everyone in here has probably at least played. I know you've all heard of it, but I'm guaranteeing almost everyone has played it too. Right. Well, Blade Runner is a good movie. It's not Call of Duty.
How about POA?
It's a huge spider, at least 3 inches.
No.
Did it grow 2 inches? Not Space Invaders. Did you see the game? Here's a game.
Was it POA? Are those the right initials? POA?
POA? No.
No?
No. Nothing with POA. There's
Space
not
Invaders.
a P. Okay, actually, there is not a P, an O, or an A in the name of the game.
Ooh, okay.
It is made by. It's made by itself. So it doesn't even say a maker.
Oh,
I guess it is Sony. Would have to be.
probably.
Oh, here it is over here. Mosh. Yeah, who knows? Who cares? Anyways,
Yeah.
It's not Space Invaders. Hints.
Yeah, because you've showed us the game, but you can't show us it up close because
it'll give it.
You gotta hide it. So it's like, hey, we need some
Here,
hints.
if I go like this, does that help any? Dun, 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 dun.
Still can't see it. You have to go on the big screen, buddy.
Look at them fancy people there.
Oh, I see 2 people and like a thing in the middle, like a beam
Yeah.
with something in it.
Yeah, something. Oh shit! Oh damn! I think I just gave it away. Somebody had to see that.
I did.
No, it's not asteroids, but that's close.
No way.
So close. If I knew
Pac-Man.
how to rewind it, I'd go back a second, but I don't even know how to do that.
Oh, what was the other one? Not asteroids. Space Invaders.
No, Space Invaders and asteroid. What? Wah, wah, wah. No Star Wars.
Pac-Man.
It's not Pac-Man either. No, so it's after Pac-Man.
Okay.
It is not Space Invaders. No, it is. It is a game of skill.
Mm-hmm. Most games are.
Well, it's not a shooter. It's not like a Space Invader where you just shoot. It's not Frogger. No, it's not Frogger.
Oh, how about Zelda?
Oh my God, Zelda is a great game, but it is not that. No.
Wow.
Oh,
There's some great games coming up here, folks.
there are great games everywhere. Oh, I gotta move my hand up. Oh, if I move my hand the wrong way, I'm gonna give it away. There we go. Okay. All right, there. See the ladies?
Huh. No, I can't tell by that picture.
Oh, it's on the side now.
Wow. Good old 88 fingers here trying to cover it up so we can't see any of it.
88 fingers
Oh.
Louis.
Who else had that name? Here, that's a skill
Louis?
testing. Who was called 88 fingers on a TV series, a TV show? The show was around forever, and I know everybody fucking watched it.
No idea.
He got named 88 fingers, and do you know why that is? Do you know what has 88 fingers?
On a keyboard.
A piano.
Yeah, pianist.
Missile
Not
command.
missile command. No. It's not a shooter. It's not a shooter. It's a strategy. It's like a puzzle.
Wow.
That's not Cubert either. Cubert was fucking awesome and hard because the 3D was all fucked up on it.
I have Cubert for Nintendo, the original Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yep.
The original. I was a Sega guy. Sega Master System. Yeah, I was Sega, so I used to fight the Nintendo guys. I never had to blow my cartridge.
No, I did all the time. Get the dust out of it, stick her in.
Minecraft. No. It's
Spelunker.
Minecraft definitely does not stack up to this game.
Ooh.
I just think what George would do there. I threw it a dun da 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 da.
I don't know, buddy.
Okay.
You got a stump.
Yeah. It's not a stump. I'm telling you, everybody in here has played the game probably. I know everybody older. I'll guarantee anybody who is of my vintage and older has played it.
I'm just confused by the picture. You have a beam with something in it and then two people looking at it.
Kathy wins.
No.
Tetris. Look at it. That's the main blocking Tetris.
See, if you would have held it that close, I could have seen the block.
That's why I couldn't. That's why I was like, oh man. I was like, oh right.
I used to play Tetris all the time.
Right?
I would have guessed that right away.
Well, look, that's why the back. If I would have got close.
Oh, yeah.
Right, you would have guessed that right away.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Kathy.
So, I have a super, super rare game for the original Nintendo, and it was expensive as hell. It was $230 for the original Nintendo. Because you had to buy the game, and it came in a big box, and in that box was the special controller that you had to use. And that's why it was so expensive, because they only made so many of them, right?
Yeah.
And that controller, all it was the gray box with the wire coming out, and it just had a dial in the middle that you would turn, right? And then it had a button too. It was Tetris.
Okay.
They had Tetris for the original Nintendo.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it was Nintendo who originally made Tetris.
Oh, here's a skill testing question for all you game lovers out there. When Nintendo came out, what was the very first game that came out with the Nintendo console? What's the first game Nintendo made?
Was it Mario?
No.
Was it
That's what everybody thinks.
Oh, wait a second. I do know this. It was Duck Hunt.
Nope.
Because it copied Sega.
They came out with that when they brought the gun out. Then they had Duck Hunt.
So what was the other one that was with Duck Hunt then? Duck Hunt and not Excite Bike.
Nope.
Um,
It's hard. I don't think anybody will guess it.
okay, what was it?
Nope, not Asteroids. It was the very first game that came out with the first Nintendo console. And what it had was kind of like Lemmings. There was a dude on the screen, and he would just walk across the screen. And your controller had two buttons on it, A and B.
Yeah.
So A would control the red. There were cylinders that moved up and down.
Yeah.
And B would control the blue ones that moved up and down. And you had to get your dude to walk all the way across the screen without falling in a hole or getting crushed. It was called Gyromite.
So Gyromite.
Gyromite. Check it out. And then what Nintendo did, and I have this, it was when you got the game, you could buy a robot, which was separate. And
Yeah.
this robot, you used your controller to control the robot who would actually control the other controller that controlled the game. So there were spinning tops in these two pods.
Yeah.
And all you did with your remote was make the robot turn and move its arms up and down and close its claws.
Was that the
So
Orbi
they had-
or whatever?
Orbi? No.
Orbi
no.
or Orbit or something?
All I know is it came with that game,
Okay.
right? You could buy all that stuff.
Yeah.
And you would pick up these tops that were spinning in these battery operated pods, and you'd have to put them on these little balancing arms, and they would push the buttons on the controller. It was just
Yeah.
really cool. Yeah. I have all that.
That's
Original Nintendo stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But enough of that. We got off the scary shit and got onto Nintendo. Like, come on. Where's our scary shit? I want to hear some scary shit.
You want to hear about scary shit? Let me think. Okay, so let me tell you about Halloween when I was a kid.
Okay.
So there becomes this time and age when you don't really understand things.
Right.
And I wanted to go out as a KKK member.
Really?
Yeah. Had no idea what they were, but I just saw these guys and I was like, that would be easy to do.
That's cool.
Yeah. So my mom was like, no, you can't do that. Right. And I apparently was pretty adamant that I did want to do that. And she said, how about we go out as a ghost?
Okay.
And so for grade 4 Halloween or grade 3 Halloween, I ended up going out as a ghost.
Right on.
Yeah. Compromise.
Uh-huh.
Now, when you're a kid, that just goes to, again, to prove you have no concept of anything, right?
Uh-huh.
You see something and I want to emulate that. It's weird. Now you wonder how people can control kids and get them into gangs and stuff like that. It's little stuff, right?
Yep.
It is. It's weird.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
This little sponge brains or stupid brains. Anyways, back on to Halloween. So, speaking of Halloween, let's talk about birthdays.
Whoa. Halloween and birthdays.
Yeah, I heard, and it was just on a thing today. I heard that if you
Here, look at
my dad. Oh, scared the shit.
my dad scared the shit out of me. And one of my friends, Daniel, one Halloween when I was in elementary school. I wonder, do you remember this? Damn, I used to do stuff to scare the kids all the time. I don't. I remember scaring the shit out of a kid on Halloween. This is probably not what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Man, I had a great costume, and it wasn't anything or anybody in particular, but I found this mask in some store somewhere along the way, and it was a full face and neck mask with hair.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a hood.
Yeah.
And it was like a black and green monster face. Like
Like a predator.
the eyes. Yeah, kind of like the Predator. And it had the cheekbones and all that. And then it had really long hair. And then it had a beard, and the beard was like braided and it had beads in it.
Yeah.
And it was just creepy looking, right?
Yeah.
So I had that on, and then I had a cape that I had, and I just threw the cape over, right? And I remember I was going out with my girls. I used to take them around the neighborhood trick or treating, and they were just going in the house to dump all their candy off to come back out. And I just sat my ass down on the steps outside, not thinking. I just sat down, and all of a sudden, there's these kids coming up the driveway, and they're right in front of me, right?
Yeah.
And there's this little girl. She's dressed up like an angel.
Yeah.
Tiny. She might have been like, I don't know, 6. I'm going, oh my God. If I move now, I'm going to scare the shit out of this kid. So I didn't want to scare her because she was really young and cute and all that shit, right? And I sat dead still on the steps. And I remember her face. She was just staring at me. And then she just would inch a little bit. She grabbed the railing and she pulled herself up, and she's going sideways looking at me. And I didn't move. And she finally got by me. She got her candy and she walked away. Right. And her mom was down on the driveway and stuff. And then it was just right after that, there's a boy, maybe 9, 10, cocky little shit, right? And
Yeah, the best one.
I'm still on the steps.
Yeah.
And he's coming up and he looks, he goes, yeah, I know you're real. I know there's somebody in there. You're trying to scare me. I did the same thing. I didn't move at all, right? I just stayed still. And I watched the little fucker and I thought, yeah, you got a big mouth for a little kid, and he's cocking back at his parents that are standing on the driveway, right? And he turned his head and he's talking to his parents. And just as he turned his head, I kind of got up and I put my arms up, and then he had turned around, and he did the curly shuffle on my driveway. He fell and he was running and he was on his side and he was screaming like a little maniac. It was hilarious. And I still remember his dad give me the thumbs up. it was awesome. Yeah.
I've only ever got to do that once, like to dress up. So what? My friend was at his front door, and he was dressed up in a costume, and I was in a costume, and there was a bush beside, so his porch, and then a bush over here. I was set up in between the bush and the porch.
Right.
So people would go up to the porch and he would scare them, and they'd come off the porch and like, oh, ha, ha, ha. And then I would scare them. Right. So they got it double. Right.
Right.
I love that shit, man.
Uh-huh.
When I get old, I want to be the scare guy. I'm going to I might even start doing it as soon as I don't play on Halloween's. I'm going to be the scare guy. I want to go to these Halloween places.
Here's a good thing. I don't know if you people out there listening or watching have the same situation, but when I lived in town, I had this big, huge maple tree on my front yard, and it went right out, and it went over the sidewalk and over my driveway. Like, it was big. So what I did is I put some pulleys up in the tree, and I had fishing line running. And I had some really big ass, ugly, the fake spiders, but they're like a foot in diameter, the big body and the hairy legs. And I had them hanging up in the tree on the pulleys, and I had the pulleys going to my front door on the house, the screen door.
Yeah.
So when the kids got up to the house, I knew the parents would all be standing on the sidewalk by the driveway. So when the kids opened the door, it would let the spiders down out of the tree, and it would like land on their heads, on their shoulders and shit. And talk about scaring the shit out of the moms. It was awesome. Moms are screaming on the sidewalk, and the kids are at the door, and they're turning around looking at their parents, wondering what the hell's going on. Halloween, that's what it's for.
Yeah. Well, that's a good idea. You want to know something? Maybe that's what I should set up someday.
Yeah.
Do a parent scare.
Yeah.
Right. So just
Yep.
have it set up so whether you have a car blocking you or something, but when the parents come up, you just fucking scare the shit out of them. You scare the kids a little bit, but you scare the shit out of the parents behind them.
Yep. And that's what I did. It was fun.
So I went to a local haunted maze. It's a corn maze.
The one in Sunderland?
No, in Sanford.
Oh, there's one in Sunderland that's pretty good too.
Is there? I've been to the Cannington one. But yeah, yeah, it was neat. I enjoy that stuff. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to click on that. I enjoy that. I really do. I love watching people get scared. I think it's hilarious. I think it's.
I wish George was
an
here.
Emotion. Oh, wait a second. Tra la 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 la. Tra la 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 la. Tra la la.
Cheers, everybody. Happy Halloween. Look, my beer is orange, like a pumpkin.
1 banana, 2 banana, 3 banana, 4 banana, 4 banana, all right.
Yeah.
I didn't even fucking grab a drink because we were talking pre-show and I fucking.
What's wrong with you? I got like 4 sitting here. Well, I got 1 left after this one.
Oh, wow. It's okay. We only got 20 minutes left.
Okay, I'm good then.
You can do 1 drink in 20 minutes. Maybe
Yeah, I had a couple before the show. I just wanted to be good and done for the show tonight. So.
Do you want to know what's crazy?
It is Halloween.
I'm not going to get you going on that. So, when you get a beer, you have a sip, you drink like that much out of it. You know what I mean?
My first sip?
The first sip, the first 2 sips, you drink below the neck. You know what I mean? But this much of a beer can last half an hour.
Well, when you get near the bottom, it's kind of. That's why you got to drink your. You got to drink your beer nice and steady.
Yeah, I agree.
Right?
When I drank beer, it was like, all right, that was good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that was all right too.
I know a guy too.
Warm up, better fucking get her done.
I know a guy. One of my friends, when he drinks beer, when he lifts the beer can up, you'll watch him. Each time he touches his lips, it's 2 swallows.
Yeah.
He just doesn't take a mouthful. It's a glug, glug.
Yeah.
Right?
He's the guy who drinks a beer in 3 sips.
Fuck. Yeah, and you got 12 cans of beer sitting there, and you've had 3, and he's at 8. It's like, Jesus, give me the last one.
Yeah. I need one for the ditch. I mean, drive home. I mean.
Yeah.
So, when we were younger, we used to do funnels.
Yes, we did too.
Yeah, so
Who out there knows what a funnel is?
A funnel or a beer bong?
Come on, tell us, what's a funnel? Oh, all the millennials are going to go, I don't know, what is it? And then they're going to get really happy when they find out.
Dude, millennials, they fucking, because of us, they used to sell them in stores.
I know. You could go to that game store in the mall.
Yeah.
And they would sell funnels there.
Store. Yeah.
Yeah, the IT store.
Yep.
Yeah. Of course, my daughter would know.
Yeah. So we used to make beer bongs, and our thing was you put about 6 beers in them, right? Like it was big enough for 6 beers. So you had to fucking swale back 6 beers, and half the time people fucking did about 3 and wore 3, right?
Yeah.
But when you got the guys who really knew how to fucking chug, they could go and just not right, because now you're just opening and just swallowing.
Well, I tell you one thing. I understand. We used to do that too. You get these big funnels, and you have 3 or 4 people pouring beers and shit in it, right?
Yeah.
And then someone's got to try and chug it all. But what I wound up doing, which was even better, is I went to, I think it was a Toronto Argonauts game, and you know those big freaking plastic horns they sell you? Just go, right?
Yeah.
I got one of those just because. And then that became the funnel, because the person that was doing the funnel sat down on the couch or a chair or the floor, wherever they wanted, and you would put the blow part in your mouth and just hold it up.
Yeah.
And now somebody else would get a beer of that person's choice, take the cap off, and it was beer bottles, right? And you just take the whole bottle and quickly flip it upside down and let go. You would drop it into the funnel, into the horn.
Yeah.
So it goes down, it's heavy, it's glass, it makes a seal. But when you do that to beer, what happens? It builds up pressure. So you would sit there and that beer would push its way down your throat.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that, you just do one at a time, but oh my God, it was fast. 2 seconds, the bottle's gone, and mostly we just got massive belches. So people didn't puke because it's only one beer.
Yeah.
But lots of fun.
Oh, so this guy doing his beer bunk, blah, blah, 6 beers, and he's almost done. And another buddy comes up, bottle of Jack Daniels, and starts dumping it into the funnel. So now he's fucking swelling 6 beers plus fucking half a 26er of Jack Daniels.
Yep.
Yeah. He didn't make it so well.
No. See, there Shania just said, I remember that big red horn. Yep. I used to let the kids blow and it makes some noise, right? But it was my drinking horn.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yep.
My drinking horn.
Good times.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, Hike, I need somebody to clean the carbs on my fucking snowmobile. Who do I take it to? You got any small engine mechanics out that way?
Well, I tried that way, and there are some decent mechanics out there, but you're going to Joe Schmo's garage.
Yeah.
And I had some pretty shitty experiences. So I finally said, screw Joe Schmo. I'd rather pay a local guy to do it, but it never worked out for me. So I take mine to the dealer.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's quicker and cheaper.
Yep.
Sorry to say, but there's the dealer in Lindsay, HP Cycle, I think they're called.
Oh yeah, okay.
They're right on 35, just like a couple kilometers north of Lindsay.
Yeah.
And they're not particular on what brand they fix. They just fix everything.
Yeah.
And I would recommend them.
Cool.
So there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. There's a local guy that does ATVs, but I don't know if he does snowmobiles. So
I know there's a guy in Valentine I was thinking about calling. It's just a carb clean, right? So you just need somebody who's got the freaking bubbler or wants to throw it in their fucking dishwasher.
You know what? Cleaning a carb I've done, it's not that difficult.
No,
right?
it's
You got a crappy tire, you get yourself a bottle of carburetor cleaner. It's under pressure, it's aerosol with a little nozzle on it. And I didn't know shit about all the settings and setting up carburetors and all that, but I could take one apart, right? And I would place it on a towel the way I took it apart. and anything that had a bit of dirt on it, I'd clean it because you have the sediment from the gas,
Yeah.
right, when it gets old.
Yeah.
And I would take the carburetor cleaner, which dissolves all that shit, and I'd spray it in all the little holes and all the jets and all the stuff and clean everything up nice, put it back together, and usually I was good.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't trust myself to take it off. My carbs they're not just carbs, they have something else connected onto them. And I
Really?
have no idea what it is. And my buddy's like, oh yeah, it's just and I'm like, yeah, but that's why you're a fucking small engine mechanic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Just released a Halloween album.
Maybe I'll do that.
Holy
Maybe
shit, Duran are they still alive? I thought they're all dead now.
Oh, not Duran. No, they're still with us.
Wow, a Halloween album. I wonder how scary that is.
They did the mash. They did the monster mash. But how do you do that? Fucking Duran. Her name is Mash, and she mashes on the sand.
Really?
Yeah.
Real. Wow, what a bummer. I was hoping for some good stories tonight.
Yeah. Well, hey, let me see. Oh yeah, I was going to tell you. Okay, so anyways, Uxbridge, late 80s, maybe early 90s, but definitely late 80s. There only used to be 2 cops that worked in Uxbridge at night. And they both were in 2 different cars, and they drove around the area, right?
Right. It's not a very big town.
No. But it is, right? You're going from Eudora over to Zephyr, to Goodwood, and then right to Port Perry, right? So it is a fair size area, but it's still 2 cops, right? So we decided to have an egg fight one year for Halloween.
Egg fight.
And in case
that can't be that bad.
That's where you get eggs and you throw them at each other. Great idea. So this progressed over the years, and it started out harmless fun, a few guys chasing each other, throwing eggs at each other, running around Uxbridge, right?
Okay.
Nothing big.
No big
the odd
deal.
car here and there, gets hit with an egg or whatever, right?
Yeah. Oops. Sorry.
Right. So then the next year became more people. And now it's, instead of like a few guys, it's like tens of guys, right? Whether you have 20, 30, 40 guys now doing it.
So it depends which neighborhood you guys collect in.
Well, it's kind of downtown Uxbridge. And then downtown Uxbridge was the Circle K, or now it's, or then it was Becker's.
Right.
Right. So we all meet there, and and cops come, and okay, guys, enough of being rowdy. We know what happens when you guys get rowdy. Your father's before you, pretty bad.
Give us the eggs.
Well, that would be it. Give us the eggs. So the next year, it was fucking brutal. Stuff got broken. Hundreds of eggs are being thrown. And this is downtown. Buildings are getting covered. Cars are getting fucking just trashed.
You guys are just getting out of hand.
Yeah, very much. So the last year that we ended up having one, and so they would not sell eggs to anyone under the age of 18 for 3 weeks before Halloween.
Right.
So we were all smart. You don't go to the stores in town. You go to the farmers and you buy flats.
Yeah, that's right.
So you buy flats, and if you're like us, you leave them in your barn. So they rot.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So now you're throwing rotten eggs.
Now you're throwing stinky eggs.
Flats of them.
Mm-hmm.
So you go around and you stash eggs in different spots. We put them like in bed, like in benches. They used to have these benches with trees in them, so we used to hide them in there on the roofs, right? Because you could run up the back of the ladders, so you put them on the roofs. And we just fucking had eggs
Wow.
everywhere.
So you guys had eggs all over the place.
Yeah. So the Uxbridge riot, there was like over 1,000 people downtown Uxbridge, lining both sides of the road from stoplight to stoplight, throwing eggs at each other. Any
Wow,
vehicle
that must have
came-
been brutal.
It was, dude. It was bad, real bad. Any cars that came, like if you stopped, you got it. If you lipped, your car was demolished. Like one guy got out and he started fucking spraying Windex, right? So literally, like I bet you inside his car must have been 50 eggs.
Wow.
Right? Just launched. It's like, fuck, man. Don't you realize, like, first of all, if you're anywhere and you see that many people in a small town and you try and drive through it,
You don't go down that road.
you just, oops, wrong town.
So if you drove down that road, you deserved it. You're an idiot.
You were an idiot. But
right?
It was beyond. So our generation, I think, really fucked it up for a lot of people. So
and the truth comes out, folks. It's Derek and his buddies that fucked up everything.
I can tell you stories, man. Do you remember there was no nobody locked their cars, their houses, keys were in the cars.
Yep.
All up until about the late 80s, early 90s.
Mm-hmm.
And then all the B&Es started. There was like wax of them. And everybody started putting gates up and everything. So a guy,
you little bastards.
No, it wasn't me. I was against these. This is. There was this one guy, and his mom did the paper route, right? So anytime somebody would call in and say, "Oh, hey, don't drop a paper off. I don't want my house broken into." They knew who was there and who was gone. So for fucking 4 or 5 years before people figured it out,
oh my God,
this guy and his friends are ripping off all these houses. And they have nothing to worry about because they don't know what's there.
Wow. So Mom was in on it.
Well, yes and no. Mom was in on it in different ways. Okay, so Mom was the type of lady to go into the local grocery store convenience store where we grew up.
Yep.
And go in with her 2 boys. And as they're standing there, fill up their hoodies with chocolate bars and stuff, right? And then walk out and go down the road and start pulling the chocolate bars out. They had no idea. They just thought it was normal. That's what you did. So yeah, they just fucking thieves. Just born and bred thieves. So yeah, it was all these guys. They ended up getting busted for it. But there was
Uxbridge badasses.
Yep. Not even badasses. They're just idiots was what they were. They were fucking lazy assholes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Anyways, that's all you can do. Small town stuff, you know?
Yeah. Well, and it's funny. You go back to the days when I was that age, or lived in Ajax, and we did shit too, right?
Of course.
We got drunk and we were stupid and we did this and we did that, but it never got to the point where anybody had to call the cops. Right? It was just dumb shit we did. We had fun. Yeah, you know, a little bit of here and there, like climbing a fence. We might break some boards on a fence or break somebody's bushes, jumping into them or something stupid like that. But it was never anything out of hand or stupid.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Well, I'm going to tell you now.
Okay.
There was lots of times that the cops were called on us, and there was lots of times that the cops should have been called on us. And there's lots of times that we ran from the cops. We used to think it was fun to run from the cops.
Well,
just cause shit to get in trouble. Hey, chase me. Like, you got nothing else to do in this town. It's fucking past 7:00.
I've done that myself. Run from the cops. Our cars were modified, so we could do that kind of stuff. But
We used to do it on our pedal bikes.
when I go back to the time I'm thinking of, I had an old Volkswagen Fastback. I used to deliver pizza. And back then, I used to go to parties with my buddies. We'd all pile up my car. We'd go and get hammered. And then everyone would pile back in my car. And I would drive around town and drop everybody off at their houses. I was drunk too, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I got pulled over a couple times. Little Volkswagen with 9 people in it, right? That kind of shit.
Yeah.
What's going on? And I would just tell them, coming from a party, I'm taking on my buddies home. And in that day, they didn't do all the breathalyzer shit unless you were an asshole, right?
Yep.
What I usually got was, all right, you've been drinking too. Everybody out of the car, they could find their own way home, and the cop would follow me back to my house.
Right. Yeah.
And that was it.
Yep.
Or I would get, okay, but as soon as you're done dropping everybody off, go straight home. Right? That kind of stuff. It was different back then.
Yep.
Now, you got all these punk ass cops that are all puffy in the chest and they think they're God and that kind of shit. And you don't get away with anything anymore. Even if you're trying to do a decent thing, right? Cops today are different than cops were back then.
100%.
Right?
But they're also regulated differently, right?
Yeah, but you still got a brain, right?
Well, you got to think, cops back then, I used to, not just me, and a lot of us, we deserved it.
Yeah.
We got beat by the cops. Like, literally got beat by the cops.
But that, again, is different than it is today. Right?
Yeah.
You got beat by the cop. Cops can't beat anybody anymore, right?
No.
Well, they still do, but yeah.
Man, I remember one buddy, because, again, we were the known shitheads. We were the bad guys, right? We were the bad fucking seeds.
Yeah.
We had buddies thrown down fucking stairs. Literally, like one buddy broke his collarbone. He got thrown down with two flights of stairs by the cops.
Yep.
Do you think they could fucking even think of charging the cops?
No.
Fuck, he tripped. We were walking down the stairs. He fell. Fuck.
Yeah.
Like, no, man, you kicked him. We watched you. He lipped you and you got pissed off and you fucking lost your temper and you kicked him right between the shoulder blades and he fell fucking face first with handcuffs on. But no, he slipped.
Yep.
Right? Yeah, that's it.
Those were different days. I still remember I was driving and I smacked into the back of somebody else's car. Nothing major, right? But bang. So we get out and it's like, bumpers all dented in, right? Whatever. And you open your wallet up and you go, here's $65. Is that enough? It's good.
Yeah.
Go your separate ways.
Yep.
Now it's like, oh, my neck, my back.
Well, it's not even that though, Hike.
It's like
you run into the bumper on my truck.
Yeah. And
that's $3,000.
I know.
Right? You hit a sensor on my truck, it's fucking $1,000 a sensor.
Yep.
It's not like it used to be. I saw a bumper off a truck very similar to mine.
Yeah.
It's not even a bumper.
No,
it's not. It's the frame, and then it's just got a shield over top of it.
Yeah, covered in plastic.
And it's hung on to the fucking frame. I was like, holy shit. How cheap is that?
Yeah. And then there's wires everywhere because of all the fucking motion sensors and all the bullshit that's in the bumper now.
Yep.
I know. It's nuts.
Well, Mr. Heiko, it is 11:01. Do you know where your children are? Yeah, watching me.
Yeah, at home. And it's kind of disappointing because it was a Halloween type show, and I didn't hear any spooky stories from anybody. Except Shania told us about the spider that scared the shit out of her, so she doesn't go in the basement anymore. But hey, yeah. Well, better luck next year. So, you guys, I don't know if you're trick-or-treating yourself or if you're taking your kids out trick-or-treating. Have a great time tomorrow. Be safe. If you're a dad and you got to walk your kids around town, do the cool thing. Have a big thermos full of spiked coffee and have a great time. Right? It's all good.
Best thing going.
Here, we don't have Halloween anymore. Ever since I lived here, nothing. In the country, people don't do that. Right? So, anyways. Yeah. Oh, shit. Where's my list? Dun, 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 dun.
We gotta get the what was it? The mirror that she looked in. I see Robert and Sally and Betty and Bobby and you too, Jimmy. I see you, Sally.
Yeah.
Don't put your finger there. Ha ha ha.
What show was that?
Polka Dot Door.
There you go. Wow. I didn't think you were that old.
What, for Polka Dot Door?
Yeah.
I would have been like the tail end of that.
Yeah. Wow.
Late 70s.
Polka Dot Door.
Yeah.
Damn. I wish that shit was around when my kids were born because
Pokeroo.
they watched fucking garbage. Oh, the stuff that they had on TV when they were young. Brutal. No, you're not watching that shit.
Some of the stuff's good. I don't mind it now. Some of it's like, well, was when I was with Dawson and stuff and Ash. It was not bad.
Hang on. Oh, excuse me.
Oh, that was weak.
I know it was. That's all I had.
A little depth behind that.
Well, if you were going to drink, you could have helped me. But anyways, I want to thank the guests that were. Oh, Jesus, right there. Nice. Well done. Oh, here's a little one.
All right.
Okay, here we go. Don't start farting, Derek, because that'll put us over the edge.
Romper room. That's it. Not Polka Dot Door. Romper room.
Romper room. Nice one, Kathy. Oh, I can't watch all this stuff. All these messages coming up. Yeah.
Romper room.
Wow.
And sure, we watched Star Trek and Stargate SG-1.
Absolutely, we did. I still watch it. I love that shit. But anyways, thank you guys for being on the show. Kathy, Shania, Curly, Keisha, Sean, and Tanya. And thanks for anybody else that didn't send us a message. You guys all have a happy Halloween. And Derek, thanks for being my pal, my kayaking buddy, my token buddy. It's all good.
All right.
So we'll see you guys all here next Monday night at 9:30 on the Hiekadelic Show. Till then, cheers. It's all good.
Well, that's another wrap for the Hiekadelic Show, folks, so time to get dirty. And don't forget, listen in next week on Monday night and every Monday after that for the Hiekadelic Show at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. If you'd like more information on the Hiekadelic Show, please find us at www.thehikadelicshow.com or .ca. We'll see you all next week on the Hiekadelic Show. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor for the Hiekadelic Show, it's easy. Just send us an email at info@thehikadelicshow.com. Meanwhile, you can browse our website at www.thehikadelicshow.com or .ca. Click on our sponsor tab and find out more information on sponsorships. Thanks for joining the Hiekadelic Show, fans.